I want to share about the process of making meaning. Saraswati is like wisdom in Sanskrit. And in Hebrew, a similar word, shifti, or Shabbos, shaviti, is like finding the lessons, the reasons, the silver linings, is this sense of, in all pathways, whether it's Sanskrit or Hebrew or lahabdil, I mean, we say there's a separation between them, but we have to find it. Like, it's like this precious, refined substance that comes from whatever we might be looking for, a lesson, for a reason, for a wisdom from. And then there's the Shechianu feeling. Shechianu is here now, Hineni, I made it. And we can be our own best friend, parent, lover, child, and stay on the path, which is the recalibration, the maintenance, choosing to hope again and have faith once more, allowing the true core self to be seen, known, and accepted, establishing secure bonds and connections, even temporarily, and genuine safe intimacy, which is a well-connectedness sense, spending time in sunshine or water or near it for power balance, and letting things, identifications, and people die from our experience when it's the right time, when it's inevitable. So at the times where we need to make meaning is when it doesn't feel inherently meaningful, is when we're being the creator. And it could be with food, with musical playlists, just the ambiance in general, and even just allowing our body judgmentless space to support us and protect us. But it's also helping others from a place of abundance, whether for me in my history, it's like homeless people, shelter animals, lonely people. And it's also accepting ourselves of the now, today, as valid without trying to be or feel anything but the actual realness. And we can check in as often as we remember to make sure we're being mindful and present about our intentions and desires, instead of blindly sort of doing things without the intention and integrity, or getting attached to the idea of what we originally received guidance from, or the attraction from the beginning, rather than ongoing sort of checkings-ins. Only investing in reciprocal relationships that don't rob us of our self-confidence and self-love make it possible to make meaning out of more of our life, because more of ourself is, we have meaning in the relationship. So when we're being treated as meaningful as well, and choosing our own standards, value systems, worthiness, practicing or feeling gratitude for all the good, making demands of God, learning to trust God, right? This is relationship. This is making meaning, like meaningfulness between us and God. We make God meaningful for us more and more. Not that God needs us to make God meaningful. Whatever God is beyond needing us, but God needs us in the sense that we are in the relationship. So when we live today, like now, like we could die and it's our last. That's a spiritual science, a mysticism, esoterica. That's how we bring about the supernatural vibes. When we say supernatural, means beyond the way of nature. I'm going to talk about some types of Buddhism, just to say there's like the compassion kind, the transcendence kind, and the transformation kind. So the reason I'm bringing it in is because Buddhism I'm bringing in here as this so as a suchness. Buddhism is practicing suchness, that there's a full emptiness and an empty fullness, a non-attached witnessing of what is, both the one that's watching the allness and the allness that has an inherent emptiness as life passes through. So there's three types. They're named Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. But Theravada is transcendence. There's no suffering, non-suffering, binary. It's an ascetic lifestyle, more orthodox. It's kind of like just don't partake in anything that clouds your mind. Stay very clear, focus, practice, like to get past the physical. Then there's the compassion, that there's no self or world boundary. It's a meta loving kindness lifestyle. It's addition of the bodhisattvas, which is to be the vows to be a refuge, to not cause harm. And then there's inside of that, or connected but separate, is Zen, which is non-attachment, no rational or irrational binary, an awareness lifestyle. It's a preoccupation with meditating. And then there's the tantric or the transformative, is no reality or fantasy binary. it's about a Buddhist society, or society of all living like this. Visualizations and rituals and practices, including yoga. And some people think Buddhists don't do yoga, but it's obviously here you could say there's different pathways with Judaism. Lahavdil, like you could say we have tzedaka, Torah, and acts of kindness. You would say here tzedaka is like tzedak, like living, right way, like no attachment, upright, like not getting lost here, getting lost there, and being compassionate to others, giving, right? Like giving of our time, our energy, generosity. Then there's transcendence, which is like the Torah, which is like so we have that was the Torah one. Then we have the tzedak, which is the transcendence one. That was the tzedak one. Yeah. Then we have the transcendence, which is like Torah. So this is orthodox ascetic living according to exactly what the Torah says, the truth, but it's your life. So you get life from living exactly according to the Torah. And then we have the acts of kindness, which is it's not really exactly we would say the same thing as tzedaka, the way I shared before. It's more like this practices. So we're doing actions in the world. We're doing them. We're doing the things that need to get done. We're becoming like transformers. Maybe somebody starts up with us. We use that opportunity to be understanding of them. So it's transformative. So we have the transcendence Torah way, the compassion tzedek way, and the transformation, action way. And so mindfulness nowadays for me, like, there's different ways of practicing. So I wrote down some 9, options of examples of ways to just start practicing mindfulness. Because what does it mean to be full of your mind? So it's a full emptiness and empty fullness. And so beginner's mind, which is yielding, it's benefit of the doubt. There's acceptance, which is my limitations, capabilities, and rules. There's non-judgment, which is to be more safe, to be a better friend. It's art, it's intimacy. There's letting go mind, which is flexible, which goes with the flow, which is no authority. There's no issues of authority. And then there's the trust mind, which is sleep, cleaning, nature, fear of the dark, meditating, eating right, writing, talking to ourselves, drinking water. Then there's the patience, which is working, loving, growth, and happiness. All require patience. Then there's non-striving, which is healing PTSD, addiction, depression, anxiety, that will, that need, that hunger, right? Then there's gratitude, which is health, money, privilege, parents, community, and generosity, mindfulness, which is optimism, socializing, inventions. And I'm going to continue now with joy from William C. Schultz. The requirements for joy are 3. 1 is we must be willing to let ourselves be known to ourselves and others. 2, we must be willing to express and explore our feelings and open up different areas, long dormant and possibly painful, with the faith it'll give way to, in the long run, to a release of vast potential of creativity and joy. And 3, we have to accept it as both exhilarating and frightening, with elements of agony, but that usually lead to ecstasy. Joy's framework is 4. 1 is body structure, 2 is personal functioning, 3 is interpersonal functioning, and 4 is organization relations. So I'm going to go over the requirements again. We have to be willing to be known without the guard up, right? They say, let your hair down, be free. 1, 2, we have to allow for things that we kept kind of private and hidden to open free and trust that it's gonna turn into joy. And 3, we have to accept that it's going to be really scary and really exciting. It's going to be, the agony is going to lead to ecstasy. And then there's 4 frameworks, which is the bodily, then the function, then the interpersonal engagement, and then the organization, like community, family, and so on. And then we have joy is like that. How do you describe joy? So it's William C. Schultz in the book Joy, the feeling that comes when one realizes his or her potential for having inner freedom and openness, for full expression of self, for being able to do whatever she or he is capable of, and for having satisfying relations with others in society. And the effort of joy, what is all this effort going to be? This is like, this is the fuel for the joy. It mainly goes into undoing of guilt and shame and embarrassment and fears, which is a lot related to punishment, failure, success, and retribution. Honestly, people are afraid of success, and also we're afraid of punishment and failing and retribution, right? And then these all have to be undone. The embarrassments, the guilts, and the shames that we keep things squished, and then the joy can't come out, or we keep ourselves hidden. And also we have to alter the destructive blocking behavior, thoughts, and feelings that prevent us from being joyous beings. And then our talents and abilities have to be developed and trained. By that point, most of us are realizing we have gifts and it's fun. So just to summarize here, meaningfulness, joyfulness, and mindfulness are all possible when we allow our mind to expand into new ways of perceiving.